In today's climate, nothing will make you a more accurate or confident shooter than Crimson Trace laser sighting systems. Get the immediate, decisive advantage of the world's only grip-integrated laser sights today. Shoot better. Stay safer. Crimson Trace.
Broadcasting nationwide, this is Tom Gresham's Gun Talk. Your views, advice, and questions are the driving force of gun talk. Call Tom now at 866-TALK-GUN. That's 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Or reach out to us via email at tom@guntalk.com. Let us know what you think about the gun-related issues of the day. Now, here's Tom Gresham.
So glad you can stay with us. Tom Gresham here. It's Gun Talk, 866-TALK-GUN. We'll get you in here. You can also shoot me an email, tom@guntalk.com. Of course, on Twitter, I'm at Gun Talk. You can follow me over there where we have a news feed all the time. Anything that's going on with guns, new stuff, gun politics, and reports of successful uses of guns in self-defense. We have a lot of those, some pretty interesting ones in the last few days. Check that. In fact, you can go over there now and check that out. On Twitter, it's at Gun Talk. I love to catch up with some of the really knowledgeable people in the business and find out, okay, what's going on in the gun world or gun industry, selling guns, trading guns, high-end guns. One of the people I get to talk with occasionally who knows all of that stuff is Johnny Dury. Now, Johnny had to run off and do some hunting and go to a gun show, but I was able to grab him a couple of days ago and do a quick interview with him. So if you want to know what's going on in the gun industry and in gun collecting, you want to hear this one. So here's Johnny.
All right, one of the fun things I really like to do is talk with my buddy Johnny Dury down in Texas, because he's kind of my go-to guy on all things guns, where the market is, but also we talk airplanes and guns. And basically, Johnny, we like things that convert money into noise, don't we?
That's exactly right. We sure do, Tom.
That's just about it, you know. Now, just before we started this, you said you're about to load up the plane and head up to, is it the Wanamaker show in Tulsa?
Yeah, it's the big Wanamaker show. They have it every April and November, and so we'll go up there. And what we do is we go in on Friday when the dealers are setting up, and I've got some friends that have some tables in there, and we go in there and we go to buy for our customers. And so it's a time when the dealers are bringing out the stuff, and we have meetings with a bunch of dealers throughout the country, and they're bringing guns that they know that we're going to be interested in. So we go in there and get our business done and come home before the show really even starts. So It's just a good place for us to. It's a central meeting ground. I had a guy call me yesterday, and he's got a bunch of guns that he's bringing up there for us to look at, and so. It's always a good place for us to go to buy for our customers. We never go there to sell. We go there to find the treasures for our customers.
Well, now, talk about that, because you've got other dealers who know that you have a clientele who's looking for a specific or a type of gun or an area, because you deal in some really nice collectibles, don't you?
Yeah, we really do, Tom. The South Texas market is very good on especially on high-end side-by-sides and over and unders and small gauges. If 12 gauges and 20 gauge collectible guns don't do as well in South Texas as they do up north, where they have bigger birds to hunt. If you're going to go pheasant hunting, and you've got chuckers and grouse and sage hens, that part of the country does real well on 12 gauge side-by-sides and over and unders. And South Texas, being a dove and quail predominant deal, is really big on the small gauge. So you get dealers that have clients that have big collections or super high dollar guns that have some small gauge that doesn't do well in certain parts of the country. They know that we have the clientele that can do that and help them move that through.
Okay. But you're always looking for guns, I gather.
We're always looking for guns. Whether we're looking for collectible Winchesters for our customers, whether we're looking for English guns for some of our high-end collectors, or we're just looking for just good old honest guns that just serves the people that come in every day. You always just need regular guns too, and good quality ones. So we're always going above and beyond trying to find the good used guns to save some people some money on and just have some nice products to sell.
If anybody wants to take a look at what we're talking about, it's Dury's Guns, Durys Guns.com. Johnny, I was just looking at your website, and I see, you got things all the way from a Ruger 1022, which is not exactly a collectible gun, all the way up as far as you want to go. In these rifles, I was clicking on this, you got Dakotas and 25-06, but you also have a number of really interesting, some ARs, but also, I mean, you got a Steyr AUG, you got all kind of weird stuff there.
That's right, Tom. We deal in just about any kind of gun that you would want to buy. Generally, the real high-end collectible guns we don't put on there. You just gotta call and see what we have, because most of those things are placed before they even get a chance to go onto the internet. But yeah, we deal in a whole variety of stuff, from personal protection guns to the modern sporting rifles to the collectible Winchesters to good old Remington deer hunting rifles to just about anything that you would want. We deal in all of them. It's all good merchandise for us.
All right, so if somebody's sitting there, they look at this and say, okay, I've been buying guns for the last 40 years or 50 years, or 5 years for that matter, and they're saying, I think I want to thin out the herd a little bit. How do they go about that? What do they do?
Well, they can contact us if they have a collection that's big enough that we need to travel for. We can travel even up to the next day and try to get there and look at their collection. What we've had good success with people that don't have the big collections on, what we do now is we send the boxes and all the packing material and return labels for them to send us the guns, so it's a zero cost to them. I had a guy call me yesterday from California, and he's sending me a Browning superposed 4-barrel set, and he was asking how we do it, and I said, I'll send you the box. The freight's on us. We have a rider policy. The insurance is covered on it. It doesn't cost you anything. We can't sell your gun for you, and you want it back, I'll pay the freight going back to you. So there's a zero cost besides our commission if we sell it for you. So that's come real well received, and we're sending boxes all over the country.
So you got, I guess, a couple of ways to do it. Somebody can send you a gun and you can sell it on consignment, or they could just sell you the gun outright. That's
correct. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
I know you can't have a firm price until you see it, right? But you tell them about what you think it's going to be worth.
Yeah, we get real close with it. With today's digital cameras and the good cameras that are on iPhones and the smartphones now, we can get a real good idea of what that gun's going to look like just with some simple pictures. So with this new technology deal, the last couple of years with it, it's really made it easier for us to nail down that number real close now.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, basically you kind of come up and they say, all right, what would you give me for this? They send you the list, they send you the pictures, and you say, all right, here's what their cost, what we'd pay you outright. And then I guess if they want to put it on consignment, they can make a little more money, but then they have to wait.
That's right. There's about a 5% difference in the price of it, and some people are real conscious about the 5%. The other guys, they're just ready to take the money and go. But at the end of the day, it's about 5% difference on it. That's just the difference in the cost of their money or my money on where it is. But in the end, it's about 5% difference. Some people that have big collections of guns that have a lot of money worth in it, that 5% is a big deal with it, and they say, hey, the 5% is better than what I can get in the bank, so I'll let you sell it for me, and it doesn't matter if it takes 3 or 4 months to sell it. The next guy goes, I don't want to wait 1 to 4 months to sell it, and I'll just take the money and go down the road. So we work at every scenario, but we always try to price a gun where we sell it in what we consider a reasonable amount of time, and that's a less than 4 month time frame to sell it, where the 80% of them will sell in 1 month.
I'm reminded of a phrase that I've heard before. People say, there's only one reason something doesn't sell. It's priced too high. Mm-hmm. No matter what, people say, well, the house is at the wrong location, then you have to lower the price. Or, there's this and that, well, then you have to lower the price. So the deal is, and what I found with you is that what guns are selling for, as opposed to people who have this pie-in-the-sky idea, well, my gun's worth such and such, and you probably have to do some education with some of these guys, don't you?
You really do. You have to explain it. I was explaining with the guy in California yesterday on his superposed 4-barrel set, just the difference in the way that the market has turned on that, and now everybody is shooting tube set guns, so really the 4-barrel skeet sets are not as near as desirable as what they once were, and I just gave him the realistic price, and I brought up some comparable sales and sent them to him and showed him what the last couple of them had sold for, and I just work off of it like that, and told him, hey, let's try to price it between this number and this number, and let our salesman go to work for you and see where we can get it sold in between those numbers. So we always try to give them on, if they're going to do it on a consignment, we try to give them what we're going to try to sell the gun for or what their bottom dollar would have been on it. And some people have a bottom, some of them are firm on it. You just never know. So we work with the customer any way that we can and get them the most for the gun. You know, get them a fair price. It's a two-way street. You got to be fair for the buyer and you got to be fair for the seller. You can't get to somebody on either side of it, or it's just not a fair transaction.
Right. You know, and today's buyer is tomorrow's seller, and vice versa. You know, so, right. I mean, you're basically... Now, let me ask you, I'm going to circle all the way back to, you're talking about these collector guns or high-end guns, and a lot of them don't ever make it to the website. If somebody says, well, yeah, but I'm interested in a 28 side-by-side, how do they get on a list, or what do they do with you?
You know, they call us and tell us what they're looking for, and we have a lot of contacts, and we've placed, we've probably placed 25 guns this year over $50,000. And you just call us and tell us what you're looking for. The big deal about coming to us for it is we're always going to guarantee authenticity. We're the ones that are going to make sure that it's right for you. And then wherever we're getting it from, we work with that guy on our commissions of it. Sometimes we'll have some finder's fees on it, depending on where we have to go to get it. But we're straight up with all of them. You just call us and tell us what you're looking for, and we'll go out there and start looking for it. And, you know, we're really on the buyer's side of that deal, trying to make sure they're going to get the right stuff. And on collectible stuff, we're really trying to make sure that we get them a deal where that gun's going to appreciate on them in the future.
Ah, okay. All right. So where are we with just the general marketing guns now?
You know, we saw the NICS transaction report said it was the first time that we had a year-over-year increase since last year. And October came through and sold more guns than they did of October last year, which was kind of surprising. We were within one gun of last year's numbers.
Wow.
It was pretty close for us.
That's pretty good, because last year was good.
Yeah, last year was good. We're seeing, I guess, some of the increase of talk of buzz across the industry, which is really good for some consumers. There's a bunch of excess inventory out there, and there's some deals to be had out there. I mean, we had some Colt AR-15s that are selling in the $800 bracket. And so that's driven some sales through on some other things that may have slowed down. But we're thinking that the increase is coming from some of the super deals that are out there. And I think that's still going to happen for the next couple of months. There's going to be some dealers out there, and especially some distributors that are going to be dumping some inventory, and these manufacturers are going to be dumping some inventory. So I think there's going to be some good buys out there.
Yeah, I agree. I just heard of a major manufacturers unloading like a gazillion MSRs and 1911s. So you can imagine who that would be who makes MSRs and 1911s. But there are, in fact, I told people just the last week, I said, in the next 3 to 4 months, you'll never find a better time to buy guns. There are going to be some really good deals out there.
Oh, there's going to be some unbelievable deals, especially right around Christmas time with it, because everybody's trying to get the inventory levels down so they don't have to pay the inventory tax on it.
So if somebody wants to buy new guns, but they say, but I need to sell some guns first, all they do is call you.
That's right. Just call us. Another thing we need to talk about just a little bit on any of the used guns that we sell, Tom, used guns or new guns, we have a lifetime guarantee on them. So anything you buy from us, we guarantee it, all the parts, all the labor, all the shipping, all the everything on that gun for as long as they own it. The guns my dad sold 55 years ago are guaranteed like they were sold this morning.
Good grief. And you've got in-house gunsmiths.
We have 4 in-house gunsmiths, yes, sir.
Wow. All right. The number there, if they want someone wants to call you, is 210-533-5431, or just easier, just to go to durysguns.com. You can get all the information there.
That's correct.
All right. So you doing any hunting yet?
Went last weekend. It was the weather actually was nice. The deer moved a little bit in the mornings. The evenings it was pretty windy, and the mature deer just didn't move very much. But hunting season opened a week early for us in Texas. Normally doesn't open until the 7th or 8th of the month, and it opened on the 1st. So it's still a little early for South Texas, but it'll be getting good here in the next few weeks.
Good deal. All right. Well, Johnny, have a safe flight up to the Wanamaker show. I know you're going to load up on a bunch of guns, and for anybody that wants to check it out, if they want to sell you a gun or a bunch of guns, either one or a whole collection, right?
Yes, sir. We'll travel anywhere in the country. As fast as we can get there. You got a good collection. There's no collection that's too big or too small for us to deal with. It would just depend on how we come and get it. We'd be glad to help anybody out we can.
Sounds good. Johnny, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I always learn something when I talk with you, man.
Thanks a bunch, Tom. Bye-bye.
What's that?
It's my Trigicon.
What's a Trigicon?
Only the best rifle scope in the world.
Says who?
How about the U.S. Marine Corps, Special Forces, Navy SEALs? You heard of these guys?
Sure.
Well, they're all using Trigicons.
Let me see it. Wow, this is really sharp.
And a lot of professional hunters are using Trigicon, too. You probably caught it on some TV and radio shows.
Yeah, I have heard some of them swear by their Trigicon.
I swear by it.
You know, I could have been a Navy SEAL.
Well, the closest you're going to get now is buying a Trigicon.
Hey.
Trigicon is the brand of rifle scopes that more and more hunters are swearing by. That's because every Trigicon is handcrafted using the finest optic materials. The bright aiming point can guarantee you a great hunt from dawn to dusk. Get your Trigicon at a dealer near you or visit them on the web at Trigicon.com. That's TRIJICON.com. Trigicon. Brilliant aiming solutions.
In the war on terror, fighting crime in the streets, in competition and homes around the world, one name in firearms stands out: Sig Sauer. Our pistols and rifles are renowned for their unfailing performance. This same commitment to excellence can be found in our line of SigTac accessories and the training offered by the Sig Sauer Academy. For unmatched quality, reliability, and innovation when it counts, choose Sig Sauer. Visit SigSauer.com today.
Hey everyone, I'm Doug Koenig, winner of more than 60 national and world shooting championships. You know what? I'm here to tell you that the only thing I like better than competitive matches with high-powered pistols and better than hunting big whitetail deer is watching NRA Freedom Friday presented by Cheaper Than Dirt on the Pursuit Channel. It's true what they say. Pursuit Channel delivers the outdoors.
The .45 Auto, also known as the 1911, is the standard other defensive pistols are measured against. No matter what pistol you carry, techniques developed around the 1911 are vital. You know you need training, and you know your concealed carry class definitely was not training. Now Gun Talk presents an exciting DVD, Fighting with the 1911 with Tiger McKee. Tiger's unique training style will have you drawing, moving, shooting, and running your gun better, no matter what style pistol you prefer. At ShopGunTalk.com, you can order our DVDs of Tiger's instruction. ShopGunTalk.com also has a 2-DVD set, including Concealed Carry 1. Get both for the information you know you need. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com has DVDs, books, and other essential gear. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
You already know Liberty Safes are great values. Now they're offering an even sweeter deal for Gun Talk listeners. At LibertySafe.com, click on the Fat Boy Safe and type in Tom. Liberty will give you up to $250 off your purchase. Protect the things you value most. LibertySafe.com, click the Fat Boy Safe, promo code Tom, save up to $250. That's LibertySafe.com. LibertySafe.com.
It was one of those it should have been there moments. We were out sighting into rifles earlier this week. Ryan and I were. He had this little, it's a Thompson Center, I guess it's the Contender. It's a single shot break action with an exposed hammer. So it's got to be the Contender. The law or the game regulations in Louisiana, it's crazy. It's a little goofy. In the primitive weapons season, which traditionally has been muzzleloaders, for some reason they changed it and said, okay, you can use modern cartridges as long as they're in a single-shot rifle with an exposed hammer. Okay, whatever. So he's got this little, and I mean little, short-barrel rifle, 45-70, and he's got some of the double-tap ammo, heavy loads in it. And he's shooting this thing off the bench. And every time he uncorks it, this rifle just leaps off of the table. And, I mean, because the thing didn't weigh anything. In fact, even as I speak right now, he's out in the on the hunting lease, and I'm hoping that he gets something. Maybe. We'll see. But it was just kind of fun. I was shooting the 257 Roberts, which kind of brings me around to my question for you. If you had to pick one rifle cartridge for, let's leave off the big bears, okay, like grizzlies and brown bears, to hunt everything else in North America. If you had to just pick one rifle cartridge, what would it be? Because earlier we were talking about how good the 243 is. And a lot of us think it's an excellent deer cartridge. Some people, clearly, just had a caller said, well, he's had clients lose deer and elk when they were shooting 243. Well, yeah, but he said it was at long range. Well, there's not enough power there. I mean, it is a limited power cartridge. It's not that powerful. You jump up to a 270, a 280, 7 mag, 30-06, 308, and those, now you're talking about delivering more energy at distance. But if you had to pick one cartridge to hunt everything with, what would it be? Also, if you have any experience with the smaller cartridges, 243, or anything like that, hunting deer, and here's something for you. There are a number of states where it's legal to hunt deer with a 223. So people are using their ARs and hunting deer, and we do have ammo that's suitable for that these days. Obviously, you don't want to use full metal jacket, and you also don't want to use bullets that are designed to be very frangible, like you'd use for varmint hunting, shooting prairie dogs or groundhogs. You want to use a bullet that holds together, and we have some good bullets for that now. Have you ever hunted deer with a 243? Do you know anybody who has? What would your reaction be if you go out and you see somebody hunting deer with an AR-15? A lot of people are doing that now. It's still, if you've been hunting a long time like I have, when you see it, you go, huh. I mean, nothing wrong with it, but you still kind of have that, huh. Not your daddy's deer rifle, for sure. Of course, maybe your granddaddy didn't think that bolt actions were if he grew up on lever actions. I don't know. 866-TALK-GUN will get you in there. 866-TALK-GUN. What is your favorite hunting caliber?
Tom Gresham's Gun Talk is broadcast nationwide every Sunday. If you can't hear Gun Talk where you live, call your local talk format station and clue them in on Gun Talk. Stay tuned. We're coming right back. Now broadcasting nationwide on radio, via satellite, and through downloads, iTunes, the Gun Talk app, and other podcast clients. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
All right, back with the 866-TALK-GUN to get you in there. 866-825-5486, or just dial 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. I'm Tom Gresham. You can check me out. We have the Gun Talk app you can pick up for your smartphone, your Android or your iPhone. On Twitter, I'm at Gun Talk. Of course, we have guntalk.com where you can find all the things that we do. We have Guns and Gear Television. We have Gun Talk Television and First Person Offender on YouTube. You can check that out. Lots of cool things going on there. And also, of course, we'll have the after show. If you go to, iTunes and other places, you can find the after show. Let's see. iTunes. Oh, we also have that on YouTube. As a matter of fact, we put all the after show on YouTube. You can listen to it there. And let's see, Stitcher and a whole bunch of other ways. There are a lot of ways to get there. So that'll help you out here. In just a second, I want to talk about something that happened in Utah. Father confronts a kidnapper, saves his 5-year-old daughter. Guy goes into the house, grabs his 5-year-old, takes off across the lawn. Father goes out there and saves his daughter. And there are some real, what are you thinking? Points that I want to make on that. First, let me take a call here. Cal is with us on line 3 out of North Dakota. Cal, you're on Gun Talk.
Yeah, how are you today?
I am well, thank you.
You were talking about if I had one caliber, what would that be? And
yes,
I thought I'd just throw it out there because I came out of Alaska to North Dakota, so my reason for having this caliber in a Remington pump was for being able to put a lot of lead down range in a hurry if I wanted to. So my caliber is 35 Whelen.
Oh, 35 Whelen. I like it. What bullet weight do you like in that cartridge?
I use a 225 grain nozzler partition running at about 2,800 feet per second, which pretty well matches a 338 Winchester or a 338 Winchester
mag. Yeah.
And it does it all without the recoil, without all the noise, and without all the expensive powder.
And, of course, now the 35 Whelen, years ago that was a Wildcat, and now it's a factory cartridge. You can buy ammo for it. That is a great caliber, and 35s have not gotten the respect in the U.S. that I think they deserve. But and you can shoot. The other thing that people don't understand is that's an honest 250 to 300-yard caliber.
Right, and it so many times hunting moose in Alaska, quite often you can stumble onto a bear kill, a moose kill that the bear is guarding, and quite often people only maybe get one shot off with a bolt action, and I didn't like the sounds of that too much.
Yeah, and I like the pump action guns. We actually, a long time ago, one of the guns that I let get away was a pump. I think it was the Remington 760 in 35 Whelen. So it was a good rig. I should not have let it go, but just one of the many that got away that I think about. Wish I still had that gun. Cal, thank you for that. That's a great vote for the 35 Whelen. Let me talk for just a second about this case. This is out of Sandy, Utah. Story goes that Dad foiled an attempt to kidnap his 5-year-old daughter. 5-year-old wasn't hurt. This guy sneaks into the home through an unlocked door or a window. They're not sure. Picks up the daughter. Everything makes enough noise where the father wakes up. And the stories I'm reading now don't mention a gun, but I think I read earlier that he had a gun. The dad did. Ran outside. The guy ends up running away. The police got him. All well and good, but I want to talk for a second about this. Can we understand that your gun is not your only choice when it comes to self-defense? Would you take $1,000, would you take $10,000 and place it on top of your car, parked in front of your house, and leave it? $10,000. Now, what would you do? If you had $10,000 in cash, what would you do with it? You would lock it up, wouldn't you? But that's only money. This is your 5-year-old daughter, and you have unlocked doors and unlocked windows. What are you thinking? Oh, yeah, we don't lock our doors here. Well, then you're stupid. Okay? That's just dumb. I'm not putting the blame on the good guys here. I'm just saying you take steps to protect the things that are precious to you, or they're not precious to you. You lock your car doors when you're driving around. People will snatch open your car doors when you stop at stoplights and stop signs. Keep your doors locked. It's simple. Why invite the problem? The most important, the most precious, the most valuable things you will ever have in your life are your family members. You have to protect them. You have to take all the steps. You cannot assume, well, we live in a small town. We live in a good part of town. We don't have those sorts of problems here. Yeah, everybody says that until they don't. How many times have you heard that? Well, we just never expected that because, those kind of things don't happen here. And why are they saying that on the news? Because that just happened there. Seriously? You're not locking your doors at night? So crackheads and crazy people can walk into your house and do whatever they want to you, to your wife, to your husband, to your children? Now, I'm all for getting training, learning to use a gun, being self-sufficient and all that. But part of being self-sufficient is taking the steps required to protect yourself and your family. To do anything less is irresponsible. To not have lights, to not have locks, to not use them. And I know people say, well, I grew up, where I grew up, nobody locked their car doors. Nobody locked their houses. And when you walked down the street and you looked in cars, there were keys hanging out of the ignition. Not anymore. Now, we can sit there and go, oh, well, it shouldn't be that way. Wasted effort, wasted breath. It is that way. If your family is important to you, you will take these steps. And understand this. Understand this. It's not just when your family is with you. Because what happens to your family if you don't come home? This thing that happened to you is not just about you. It happens to your family. You have a responsibility to your family to take care of yourself so that you come home, so that daddy comes home, so that mommy comes home. I'm just asking you to gear up, get plugged in, get yourself in, as Kent Thomas said earlier from Crimson Trace, they call it conditioned crimson. Ramp it up. Get serious about this. It's not paranoid. It's just being aware of your surroundings, taking a couple of steps. Lock your door. Simple. Get a good deadbolt lock and lock your doors. If you don't have good locks, buy good locks, okay? Just simple as that. Whoa. Do you lock your doors? I'd like to hear what you do. Did you used to not lock your doors and you do now? What happened to make you change the way you behave, your behavior pattern? And what do you think of the idea of just leaving your doors open so that the most precious things in your life are not protected? Our number is 866-TALK-GUN. We're also looking for your range reports, guns, scopes, ammo. What have you taken to the range? What are you liking? What do you take out there that you didn't like? 866-TALK-GUN. Be right back.
Brownells proudly celebrates 75 years of history and heritage as the world's first choice for firearms, accessories, ammunition, and gunsmithing tools. So whether you're a gunsmith in need of parts and supplies, a new shooter looking for the perfect holster, or a skilled competitor seeking the latest gear, Brownells has what you need. And best of all, every purchase comes with the industry's only forever satisfaction guarantee. Visit us at Brownells.com.
The Ruger LCRX is a variation of the LCR that features an external hammer, allowing it to be fired in single-action mode. The LCRX can also be fired in double-action mode. It features a monolithic frame made from aerospace-grade 7000 series aluminum, a patented Ruger friction-reducing cam that results in a smooth, non-stacking trigger pull, and a patent-pending polymer fire control housing that significantly reduces weight and helps reduce recoil. The Ruger LCRX Revolver, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
Hi, I'm Tom Gresham. For more than 40 years, I've been watching an environmental disaster in my backyard, and it actually impacts all sportsmen in America. I'm talking about the massive loss of land on the Louisiana coastline. The U.S. Geological Survey said the swamps and marshes of coastal Louisiana are among the nation's most fragile and valuable wetlands. That land is disappearing. The Mississippi River Delta hosts as many as 10 million ducks and geese every winter. These are birds which migrate northward through the states, all the way to Canada. The wetlands of the Delta support some of America's best fresh and saltwater fishing. And here's the deal. The wetlands of the Mississippi River Delta are disappearing at a rate of 1 football field every hour. 1 football field every hour. Gone. We can reconnect the river with its wetlands and restore the Delta, but we need your help. Please visit vanishingparadise.org. That's vanishingparadise.org.
Hi, I'm Michael Bain. You know I hate cleaning guns, so anything that makes that job faster and easier is definitely a plus. And that's where Bore Tips come in. These reusable, lint-free cleaning swabs make cleaning a breeze. And the tighter-fitting Bore Tips do a better job on barrels than cotton mops or patches. Hey, it's a dirty job. Let Bore Tips help. To find a dealer, visit boretips.com.
The new Walther PPX offers a smooth trigger, ambidextrous magazine release, 3 integral safeties, rugged construction, and the famous Walther ergonomic grip. All this at a great price. Right now, get a free magazine, holster, and dual mag pouch when you purchase a PPX. Feel the perfect fit of the Walther PPX at your local gun dealer or go to waltherarms.com for more information. That's waltherarms.com.
No matter what gun you have, you want it to hit harder, shoot faster and flatter, and be more accurate. You get all that with the ammunition from Double Tap. Double Tap's experts select the best bullets, then load them to higher velocities while keeping safe pressures. Shoot small groups. Shoot farther. Use custom hunting loads in your handgun or rifle. Even fire 2 projectiles with one shot. DoubleTapAmmo.com. That's DoubleTapAmmo.com.
Don't forget, we have the after show coming up pretty quickly here. If you'd like to be a part of that, if you listen to it, you know how much fun we have. You definitely want to be a part of that if you can do that. So give us a call right now, 866-TALK-GUN, and let us know if you want to hang for the after show, where we actually, frankly, have a lot more time for more involved conversation, which means we kind of ramble on senselessly. But because it's not just me, I have a lot of help. We have Michael, Michelle, and Jim will be here. Well, they're here in body. It's not always in mind, so we'll be able to pick that up. But no, seriously, you'll enjoy it. If you haven't heard the after show, you got to check it out. In fact, the easiest way is to go on YouTube to our Gun Talk Media channel there, and you can check it out. You can listen to it there as well. I had an email from John. He's in West Leechburg, Pennsylvania. He says, I'm going to have to say that the 6.5 by 55 Swedish is his favorite cartridge. The only time I've shot big game over 200 yards was a bear at 355 yards. He used a 300 Win mag for that. He says all other game was within 250 yards, and the 6.5 will kill everything I've hunted at that range. That is, the 6.5 by 55 Swedish is one of the world's great hunting cartridges. Mark was driving in Arkansas. He called in and said the 308 was his choice. Line 1, Greg's with us out of Toledo, Ohio. Hello, Greg. Welcome to Gun Talk.
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
I am well. What are you looking for?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You're looking for something.
The lady that called in before break about the arthritis, okay, and looking for a handgun. My wife has rheumatoid arthritis in her hands, and she has the Walther PK380, and I'll tell you what, she could rack that thing all day long. It's a very nice shooting gun. Good price, sometimes below $300 or $400, but they're $400, a little over. And it's a fantastic gun, and that's her protection gun. So there's that. You mentioned about a range report. I shot an XDS, 4-inch barrel, 9mm. I like the gun, except for one thing, I have long fingers, and so I felt like I needed a little bigger handle. I'm a Springfield guy anyhow, so I like the XDMs and the XDs, but it's a fantastic gun. It shoots real nice. And then about the locks, I'm a lock. My children tease me about being a lock Nazi, and I lock my cars. I lock my home. I wouldn't think of not doing it.
Well, you need to have layers of defense, don't you think? And you have it's like at my house we've got lights, we have locks, we actually have security cameras, which are not exactly a defensive situation, but it's how you could find the bad guys. I tell you what I did do, and this one I don't know why I was so long doing it, but I put in one of those doorbell camera systems where when they ring the doorbell, you don't have to go to the door. You can actually see them in video, and you can talk to people, and that's a security system. So, hey, I appreciate the call. By the way, basic rule, you do not have to open the door just because somebody is ringing the doorbell. If you don't know who's on the other side, and you don't have a window, and you don't have a peephole in it, don't open the door, okay? People say, oh, well, there's somebody out there. Good. Then get a peephole or put a piece of glass or something in the door. You need to know who's on the other side of that door before you open it. I mean, time and time again, I read these reports of open the door, somebody pushed in, open the door, somebody got attacked. And you look at it, you go, why are you opening the door? Somebody's knocking on your door at 11 or 12 o'clock at night, at 2 o'clock in the morning, and you open the door? What are you thinking? No. Just don't, okay? 866-TALK-GUN. Give me your range report.
Join the NRA via Tom Gresham's Gun Talk website and receive $10 off the regular membership price. Log on to guntalk.com for details. You're listening to Tom Gresham's Gun Talk. Just because we're wrapping up on the air doesn't mean we're done talking about guns. Stick around for the after show. It's our podcast-only version designed to include all the stuff we simply couldn't fit into a regular show. Call in now at 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, back to Tom.
All right, going straight to the phones. Line 3, Steve. Steve's in Terry, Mississippi. Hey, Steve, how are you?
Yes, Tom.
Yes, sir.
What I was calling about is I'm trying to rig up a 35 Wheeling TC rifle that my sister-in-law that's rifle she loves.
Okay, all right.
But when she first was getting into hunting, someone other than myself set it up and had the scope set too close.
Right, so she got smacked in the eye. Yeah, she got smacked.
There.
Sure, okay, so what are you doing?
Okay. Well, I built a special adapter for and move the scope over to the left. She'll use her left eye and still shoulder up right. But that 35 still recoils.
What, is she left eye dominant? Why are you doing it that way?
Her right eye has been through 11 surgeries.
Okay, so why not
try to reattach the optic nerve?
Oh, let me jump in here. If we've got an issue with the optic nerve, we don't need to be shooting a heavy recoiling gun at all.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, no.
But
forget the 35 Wayland. Get her. No. Get her a 243. Forget the Wayland. Get her a 243.
I was going to have her check, get her out to the range. I've got a 300 AAC blackout on one of my AR frames, which is plenty for deer around here.
Yeah, it is, and there's not much recoil there. That'll work. And if you've got, do you have a collapsible stock on that AR?
I have an adjustable one.
Perfect.
No, yeah, collapsible, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing is, look, if she doesn't have the vision out of her right eye, get her to start shooting off the left shoulder. I know it's a pain, but it's going to work out better. Use a regular scope. It'll be a little slower. Have her shoot off the left shoulder. Let her use the left eye for sighting. The 300 blackout is a very low recoil gun. I love that. That's a great idea, actually. I love that idea. It's kind of like going to the 243, like I talk about, but the 300 blackout does the same thing. And look, I appreciate the call. I wish you luck with it. But absolutely, in fact, I would talk to her eye doctor. She does not. If you've got problems with detached optical nerves or detached retina or any of that, you don't need to be shooting 300 or 35 Wayland. Too much recoil, because it's going to kick a little bit more than a 30-06, actually. Drop down to something on the 243, 223, the 300 blackout level, almost no recoil at all. You can still kill deer with it just fine. And my heavens, a 35 Wayland and a little bitty TC is going to kick like a son of a gun because the thing doesn't weigh anything. Hey, by the way, if you're on hold, don't go anywhere. We're going to carry you over to the after show. If you'd like to join us for the after show, all you got to do is call us, 866-TALK-GUN, or just dial 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. I would ask you to do this. Look at your family. See what you think are the most valuable things in your life. Not your money, not your guns, not your cars, not anything you own. It's their family. Locks, lights, alarms, dogs, systems, and awareness on your part. When you get in that car, lock the doors. Windows up, shields up. Protect them at all costs. And yes, certainly get training. Make the commitment. They deserve it. And they're counting on you. Be safe,